and welcome to another episode of Kuma's Kitchen. And tonight we've got something I was gonna call meat and potato skillet casserole. Until I realized that I didn't bring the big skillet over here, I brought the regular skillet and it wouldn't fit. So we're just gonna call it meat and potatoes casserole. Whatever. It's absolutely fantastic. Got meat and potatoes, of course. It's also got some cheese. And let's have a get a spoonful out of here. Oh, that's gonna be hot though. That's just come out of the oven. Ooh, you see the steam coming out of there. Look, you got the ground meat in there. You've got the potatoes. Got a nice kind of a cream sauce we made with the meat and the onions and everything else. Cheese on top in the oven. And if we did it in the deep cast iron that I usually use here, well, you can do it all in one pot. So doesn't quite do that in the shallow skillet. It's just gonna kind of push the limits. Let's see, can we get a bite of that without burning my mouth? Maybe not. Oh, that's good though. Really good. All right, let's go to the kitchen and make that right now. So for our meat and potatoes casserole, well, here are the ingredients. Across the front, I got 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, a 1/4 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 4 ounces or 110 grams of cheddar cheese grated. I've got 1 onion chopped up. Here's some liquid. Well, that is 2 cups of milk. And then across the back, well, the meat and potatoes. So we have, for the meat, we got 1 pound or 450 grams of ground meat. And that, again, is my favorite mix, which is part beef, part pork. Get a little bit of fatness in there. Mwah, very good. And then over here, 1.5 pounds or 680 grams, roughly. It's just, I think it's just a little under that. It's about, I think it was 4 big potatoes, 4 about that size potatoes. Anyways, about 1.5 pounds. And that's been sliced, well, sometimes a little thicker than other times. A little over 1/8 of an inch, somewhere between 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch, so about 3-4 millimeters, roughly around there. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get that oil going in the, and we're using the cast iron fry pan because it's going to go in the oven over there. So let's get that oil in there. All right, bring that up on medium heat. Looking good right there. And we're going to get the onion in there. We're going to get the meat in there. Alright, we got it all there, yes. Alright. Okay, a little tiny piece of one over here. Alright, so that's the onions and the meat are in there, and salt and pepper. So let's sprinkle that around a bit. Sprinkle that around a bit. Now what I just want to do, mix it in and cook it. Maybe stirring, mixing, stirring, cooking for about 8 to 10 minutes. Want to soften up those onions a bit and cook that meat a bit. It doesn't have to be perfectly cooked because it's going to go in the oven for quite a long time. But we do want to get a start on it. So I'll see you back here in about 8 to 10 minutes. Oh, that's looking good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get that flour in there and just cook that for about a minute or so. Not long, just enough to get the rawness out of the flour. So just going to stir it in there, cook it around. Be back in a minute. All right, so that's cooked a bit, so I'm just going to add a bit of the milk. Just start deglazing. Going to keep adding. It starts to thicken right away, so you're just going to keep adding, stirring, getting some of that browning off the bottom there. Oh yeah, looking good. Whoa, not overboard. That's looking good. Keep adding that. All right. And there we go. So, and just turn that heat down a little bit and simmer that for just a couple minutes, just until it starts to thicken a bit, okay? So, not long, a couple minutes, that's all we need. Alright, so I realized that I didn't get fit in the skillet, so got a deeper baking dish, and I buttered it a little bit, so it just won't stick. So what I'm gonna do now is just take some of the potatoes and just layer them across the bottom here quickly. That's starting to thicken up nicely, so that's just about ready. Look at that. I think I'm gonna turn that heat off actually. All right. The minute it starts to thicken, we can turn the heat off. Get some of the potatoes in place here. Alright, that's looking good. Got a bit of a layer there. So now, ooh, I'm not going to grab that with my bare hands. Grab my hot thing here, and actually I think maybe safer would be to use a ladle. So, oh, that's good. That's really good. Alright, so we got a ladle going. We're going to start doing now is just ladling some of that on there. Getting a layer of this goodness in here. It's going to pour in between a bit. Well, this is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to dinner. Alright, so I'm putting about a little over half going in there. Alright, that's down through there. Looking good. Now, put that off here. Get the rest of the potatoes. Spread it out across here. Alright, that's looking good. Rest of the sauce on there. Good. That off to one side. I'm going to grab my spatula here and just spread that out a bit. Okay. That's looking good. So we've got our meat and potatoes. Now the cheese. Let's get that out of the way. Throw that over there. Okay. Now, sprinkling that cheese on top. Get that into all across there nice and evenly. Oh. Is my mouth watering? Yes, it is. Looking forward to this dinner tonight. Alright, that's all down in place. Now what I do is get some aluminum foil on here. I'm going to cover it for the first 45 minutes. We sort of bake it covered so that those potatoes are going to cook nicely. There's steam in there. Alright, and just run a piece the other direction. There we go. Alright, that's going in the oven over there at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes, and then we'll be back. Alright, that's been 45 minutes in the oven with the foil on. So now we're going to take that foil off of there. To one side, there. We got a little bit of sticking to the cheese there. Oh, hang on a second. I hate it when that happens. Dip down into the cheese a bit. That's okay. You just take something like this and just scrape off any cheese there that's stuck to it. Pull that away. There we go. We don't want to waste any of that cheese. So just carefully operate on it like this. Alright. That's the only problem with tin foil. was able to use my skillet. If I'd brought the big deep skillet, we could just put the other skillet on top as a lid. And that would be the best way to do this, because then you don't get any contact with the cheese. You don't end up in any of this. Alright, not a big loss though. We did most of it there. Alright, so now we're going to do, ooh, I'm going to eat that. Oh yeah, oh that's good. Alright, we're going to do now, it's going to go back in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. I want to brown the cheese. So just watch it for a little bit. When it browns, out it comes. Here we go. Alright, so that's been 10 minutes in the oven. For my oven, that's just perfect. You might want a couple more minutes, it depends, but look at that. You got this little bit of browning happening around here, bubbling away, a little crispness around the edges. That is absolutely perfect. That's going to be a good dinner tonight. And hey, if you like this recipe, well, stick around and check out the other original Kevin Riley recipes here on Kuma's Kitchen. And remember, if you're new here or you haven't done so yet, do please make sure that you subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming ones. And to ensure that this keeps going on and on, more and more original recipes coming out, well, consider becoming a patron. Yeah, down below. Patreon.com. You can become a patron, and well, you get all the extra little tidbits that patrons get. Now, go make this and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.